Thank you so much. All right, so I'll make brief remarks right now and just tell you that occasions like this are about gratitude. The work's been done, all the toil has been done, the blood, sweat, and tears has been put in. Today, we get a chance to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who's had a hand in making this happen. Thank you to all the folks that have been willing to partner up. And thank you to the folks that were the visionaries and serve as the glue as well. You need all the different components. You know, it's one thing to have great ideas. It's one thing to have the financing capability. It also requires the folks that are the glue in between all of them. So speaking of glues, I wanted to introduce my good friend and my predecessor, former Councilmember Paul Krikorian, under whose watch this program came together. Councilman?
Thank you very much, Councilmember Nazarian. It's such a real privilege for me to be able to be here with you, so thank you very much. As the council member indicated, all of these sorts of projects that we do in the city are team efforts, and they're team efforts that often require a relay team that passes the baton to the next person, to the next person, to the next person, because they all take much longer than we would hope that they take. And this has been one of those journeys to bring this park to this neighborhood. And some of you who, some of the kids may not even remember this because it's been so long, but some of you who've lived here for a long time remember what this space looked like 6, 7 years ago, when this was a horrendous, blighted area. It was a magnet for illegal dumping, all sorts of criminal activity happening right here on this very spot. And it seems like, to me, 7 or 8 years, but I was talking to my former chief of staff, Cara Tarosian, who's here, who led the way on this throughout. It was actually 13 years ago that we first started, envisioning this park. And it took the sustained effort throughout that time of my staff, the Councilmember Nazarian staff, to be able to deliver this and change it, make a transformative change from that center of blight to something that now the neighborhood can take advantage of, that will bring the neighborhood together to create a new place where social relationships can be developed, where kids can play, where people can exercise using this exercise equipment. That's what parks do for our community. And it's just such a privilege. It's been such a privilege for me to be able to work with the neighborhood council and to the members of and the residents of this neighborhood to be able to bring this vision to fruition. And I, again, just want to thank Councilmember Nazarian and his staff and my former staff for being able to bring this to this neighborhood, for solving a problem and creating something great for the future at the same time. So thank you to all of our staff who are here who made this happen. Let's give them a hand. And in addition, of course, to our council staff, the other critical staff element in any project like this is the staff of our Department of Recreation and Parks. And I've been saying this for so many years that I feel like I sound like a broken record, but it bears repeating. In the 15 years that I served on the city council, Rec&Parks was never adequately funded. In that entire time period, we came in at a time of great, budget crisis, and it seemed like the crises never quite ended when it came to funding Rec&Parks. We did our best to try and, support their work, but it was the men and women of Rec&Parks who every single day got up knowing that they didn't have enough people, they didn't have enough money, they didn't have enough tools or resources to be able to deliver, but they did it anyway because they knew that the people of Los Angeles were counting on them and relying upon them. So sometimes they put it together by hook or by crook, they put it together with baling wire and duct tape and chewing gum, but they made it happen every day, and they still make it happen every day under the leadership of our extraordinary General Manager of the Department of Recreation and Parks, who I want to introduce. Please welcome Jimmy Kim.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jimmy Kim. I'm the General Manager of Recreation and Parks. I'm just thrilled to be here today to celebrate the transformation of this new park. It looks amazing. I mean, just take a look at it. We already have kids in the background utilizing the amazing space. This project is truly a collaborative effort made possible by city leaders, community members, and organizations who recognize the need for a park in this community and support it, making it a reality. So here we are today. So a couple of acknowledgments I wanted to make. I wanted to first thank the former Councilmember Paul Krikorian for his unwavering support over the years, a support that has truly helped our department better serve this community and communities throughout Los Angeles. Of course, Councilmember Adrin Nazarian for his support for our department. I will say that Councilmember Nazarian and his team have already been on discussions with this department of how we could collaborate on future projects and initiatives that benefit this community. And that happened rapidly, and that just shows the support that this council member has for this community as well as his constituents. Of course, Abigail Marquez, the General Manager of the Community Investment for Families Department, for joining us here today. Projects like this are made possible through the support of government grants, and we couldn't do it without the support of communities, families, or Community Investments for Families Department. I also wanted to express my gratitude to the North Hollywood Northeast Neighborhood Council and Park Advisory Board members. If you're here, please raise your hand. Thank you. Your community advocacy is essential to shaping parks that reflect the needs of the people that need them. I want to do a special thank you to my Rec&Parks team, specifically our planning team. I'm not sure if Zia Kwong is here. I don't think she's here right now, but she was the person who designed and managed this park project from start to finish. Obviously, our maintenance team and all the staff members here today that help with the setup, Mr. George Ramos. You see him everywhere. Anywhere we do a project, you see George Ramos. So please give him a round of applause for all the support. Now, as stewards of Los Angeles' vast network of parks and facilities across the city, our department is committed to fulfilling its promise to transform these resources into first-class parks and green spaces for the community to gather, to foster friendship, and promote a more active lifestyle. This Keswick Park project is just one example of what we can build together through our collective efforts with community stakeholders like CD2, the neighborhood council groups, and other community organizations. With current events occurring in our city, I want to remind everyone that at Recreation and Parks, our mission is to make every public space feel like home, a place where all Angelenos feel safe, welcome, and seen. This park, this city, it belongs to all of us. In closing, I want to share that the department has recently launched a Parks Assessment Project survey that gives you, the community here, a voice in evaluating the nearly 16,000 acres of public parkland amenities in the city. I encourage you to visit laparks.org for more information and be the voice, be part of that process. Again, thank you for joining us here at this grand opening. Let's continue to cherish and nurture this space for future generations to love and enjoy. Now, it's my great honor to introduce our good friend, General Manager of the Community Investment for Families Department, Ms. Abigail Marquez.
Good afternoon, everyone. I've lost my voice for the week, so I will keep my remarks brief. But I did want to also express my appreciation to our incredible General Manager of the Department of Recreation and Parks, Jimmy Kim. He's been a great partner, and we work on a number of projects together that are creating these wonderful spaces across the city of Los Angeles. Thank you, Jimmy, to you and to your team. I also want to thank former Councilmember Paul Krikorian. Thank you, Councilmember, for your guidance and your leadership. You helped us navigate some very, very challenging times in the city, and I will always be grateful for everything that you helped guide us through. To our new Councilmember Nazarian, I'm so excited to work with you, sir. Appreciate the vision that you're bringing not just to this district, but to the entire city council. And this park, this is my favorite part of the job. I do a lot of work as a general manager of the community investment department. We are very proud of the role that we play in helping to deliver social services to individuals across the city, primarily working in low-income neighborhoods. But we're also very proud of the fact that we serve as the administrator of these federal resources, and we get to work with our city leaders and city department and our stakeholders, our neighborhood councils, and we do a lot of community engagement throughout the year to identify spaces that can be improved, spaces that can be revitalized. And I know that just a few months ago, we celebrated the improvements of the DeGarmo Park, which is not too far away from here. So seeing these new and improved spaces take shape reminds me of why community events like this are so important. They re-energize us, especially during these challenging times, and remind us of the power of connection and collaboration. So while many recognize, again, we talked about the role of the department, we are very proud of the fact that as the administrator of the Community Development Block Grant, we were able to work with the council office and allocate $1.1 million in federal CDBG resources to support this project. And I do also want to acknowledge Carl, who I know was here earlier. We worked very closely, and it's important when you have a strong collaboration with the council office, because we're working to ensure that we're operating with a sense of urgency to make sure that these projects come to fruition quickly. These are the kinds of investments, I will say, that deserve more attention and support. Federal investments that ensure that all Angelenos, regardless of status, have access to a safe, high-quality parks and recreational spaces. At CIFD, our mission is to create pathways to prosperity, and that means more than economic stability. It means creating opportunities for families to thrive, to feel safe, and to enjoy their neighborhoods. Looking around today and then looking at the families that are watching us from afar, I know that they will gather here. I love to hear the children laughing behind me, and the neighborhood bonds that will be forming here. And I just want to again thank the council member for inviting us and for our colleagues at Rec&Parks for their partnership. And I'm going to bring back up Councilmember Nazarian.
Well said. Thank you very much. Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce a wonderful park advocate and the Valley Plaza Advisory Board member, Ron Bitzer.
Thank you, Councilmember Nazarian, former Council President Krikorian, General Manager Kim. My name is Ron Bitzer. I've been a volunteer based at Valley Plaza Community Park and Rec Center, where we have taken the issue of public safety very serious. And I'm glad to report that we're also making progress in making sure that our parks remain clean and safe. The park needs assessment referred to by Mr. Kim has preliminarily found that most Angelenos feel that their parks are safe. But why not 100%? Okay. Now, my main point today is what you're seeing as a 5,500 square foot public park may not strike you as a conventional park with playing fields, what you see at Valley Plaza, right, just south of here. Well, if you look around the country, the whole concept of urban parks is changing. And I invite you to be part of that change. For example, In San Francisco, the UN Plaza Park off of Market Street, if you know San Francisco City Hall, just to one block south, there is a public park that became dominated by, shall we say, anti-social elements. The city did a survey, a park needs assessment, if you will, and found that the neighbors in downtown San Francisco wanted a skate park. So the city invested $2 million, which is for city government, I believe, not a huge amount. The city invested $2 million in a skate plaza in San Francisco, now getting national news coverage because the park now welcomes everybody, not just the skateboard people. Okay? So this park is a foothill, a initial opportunity to build on the fact that prior to this park, there were 6,000 residents who did not live within walking distance of a neighborhood park. That changes as of today, and I invite you to be what will be the future of Keswick Street Park.
Yeah. So here is Zaid, is the neighborhood council, who would close out our presentation.
Thank you so much, Ron. My name is Saeed. I'm the president of the North Hollywood Northeast Neighborhood Council. And I just want to start off by saying good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being with us here today to celebrate the opening of this pocket park. This space, I would say, represents years, several years of hard work, community advocacy, and partnership. And I want to acknowledge the role of our neighborhood council that our neighborhood council played in pushing this project forward. I want to do a special shout out and thank you to our Vice President, Jennifer Clark, in the back. She definitely led this advocacy alongside our board member, Wendy Sotelo, who's sitting right to my right. When we first stood back here in November 2024 for the groundbreaking, we had a vision of a greener, more open public space, something that would bring shade, rest, and nature into our little corner of North Hollywood. While the final result isn't everything we envisioned, we're proud to see a little piece of that vision come to life today. Public spaces like these, even small ones, are powerful. They create opportunities for neighbors to connect, families to gather, and young people to feel seen. In neighborhoods like ours, where green space is scarce, even a pocket park like this makes a statement that our community matters, that we deserve access to clean, accessible, and welcoming spaces. As a neighborhood council, we're not just here to cut a ribbon and call it a day and go home. Our dedicated board members are committed to keeping an eye on this park, to its maintenance, its beautification, and most importantly, to ensuring it remains a safe and welcoming space for all. This may just be one step, but it is a meaningful one, and we'll keep showing up, advocating and building a more connected and more vibrant North Hollywood Northeast. Thank you, and with that, I'll pass it off to our Councilmember Nazarian.
Thank you, Zaid. Thank you very much. I just wanted to conclude today with a couple of quick comments. Folks, first of all, as the population demands grow, and we're going to need to build further higher apartment buildings so that we can maintain a lower residential rate so that more people can afford to live right here rather than move away from the city. We're also going to need to utilize that same opportunity to provide more open space. We can't just build up without providing the open space necessary. That's critical, and I've learned this lesson over and over again, and it's something that I've worked towards quite a bit. So I'm looking forward to working with our partners, whether in the private sector or the public sector as well, to make sure that we create more opportunities for open space so that we can have taller buildings, and with the demand, with the population growth, to have the open space necessary to feed the soul of the individuals that are living in the apartment buildings and the residential areas overall. So with that, I wanted to also take one quick moment and on my behalf say thank you to Jimmy, to Jimmy Kim, to Abigail Marquez for all the hard work that you've done. Looking forward to working with you. As you can see, who knows? There's opportunities beyond constantly. So we're always knocking on the doors of opportunities. And I want to take a minute to say thank you to both of your staff for all the hard work that they've done to make sure they're not speaking over here, but they're the ones who are making sure things are happening. So thank you to all of you. Again, Zaid Diaz, thank you to you and to your fellow board members for working very hard with us to make sure that this is a success. And I want to take a minute and say thank you to Jackie Keene, to Hugh Eston, to Valerie Fang, to Christopher Antonelli, who was standing in the back over there, Diana Gonzalez, who's also standing in the back over there, Jocelyn Cardnetz, my district director, as well as Diana Ramos, who's the field deputy for this area. And gotta say thank you to Carl Tarosian, who's standing over there. He made his reappearance. I hope I didn't miss any of our staff members either, but you know, it's the staff that actually works hard and makes everybody that's standing over here look good. So make sure you're always appreciating their hard work and thanking them as well for everything that's taking place. With that, I want to invite everyone that's in the balcony hanging out and watching us or from the windows to join us for the ribbon cutting. Don't stand and watch, participate, be a part of this process. So with that, thank you all. Let's cut the ribbon.
3, 2,